What is going on? Welcome to Heaven on Earth. I'm Michael, the Leo Mystic, and this is where I channel the astrological guidance for the 22nd of November until the 28th. Happy Sagittarius season. And every beginning of a season, I open the Heaven on Earth community, which is a community where we learn to live according to the cycles of the sun and the moon, instead of the Gregorian calendar, really. And based on that energy, to tune in with that energy, which is a part of your psyche. Sagittarius is all about exploring, adventure, the truth, philosophy, developing, and really try to seek that part within you. And that is what Heaven on Earth community is about, to learn to trust your spiritual senses by going through those zodiac months and a lot more this month as well. Since this month, my wife Charlotte is joining us. She is an expert in being in tune with the moon, and she'll guide us in that sense. Obviously, there's also messages from Spirit, Oracle cards that I do. Charlotte, who knows how to use a pendulum and gives you guidance. There's a live call Q&A, there's workshops, there's webinars, all included. I mean, really, it's a no-brainer. So check it out. You can try 10 days for free. So anyway, let's get into Sagittarius season. Well, if we look at the Sagittarius season chart, which is a chart you cast the moment Sagittarius season is born, such as when you are born is a birth chart. Well, I gotta say, let's just first talk about Sagittarius season because that brings hope, right? Sagittarius is all about hope, optimism, explore, adventure. And see that mountain behind me? It's like Sagittarius is the energy that says, let's go on that mountain and see what lies behind it. It wants to seek for more. It wants to expand the mind. And because of that, it has that optimistic nature in us. It brings it to us. So, there's definitely that sense of like, okay, we can, and let's explore and let's adventure. However, every time now some planet or an energy comes into Sagittarius territory, the South Node is there. South Node is our past karma and is unresolved karma, and is where we deny, where we block, where we have issues. And that is Sagittarius. And that is blind belief and fake optimism, or just, believing something for the sake of believing, but not really questioning it, not really investigating it, and just saying this is the truth and this is what's it going to be. Now, the positive thing with the sun coming there is that it brings light, and it gives us the opportunity to see, what we're doing, how we are putting our blind belief into something. Now, when we look at the chart, of Sagittarius beginning, the sun is, in whole sign analysis, it's in the 3rd house, which means the fate. And that's a very inactive sun. So it's, it's not as positive, honestly. It is right. It's like the metaphor here is like right before like the darkness comes. So there's this like maybe some kind of thing that we're experiencing, like, oh my God, it's about to get dark, because Venus is in Capricorn on Pluto. It arrived there and it is in shadow period. And we have an ascendant in Libra, which makes Venus important, which means the fact that we have ascendant in Libra for this whole Sagittarius season is about seeking balance, seeking harmony, seeking the relativity of being human, and it throws us off balance. So we're going to go all over the place. And we got a moon in Gemini, which, I'll talk about, but that shows that there's a lot of mental activity, that there is a lot of knowledge, a lot of like blah, 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 and seeking and exploring, but never really finding. So, and Venus is in Capricorn, and that is the like very powerful energy because Pluto is there. But that is like the rules, our home, right? We rather be at home. We feel good at home. It is nice at home. And how is that home like, for humanity? If we cast a chart for humanity in a way, Venus in Capricorn is traditional and wants to follow the rules and wants to belong to philosophy, wants to belong to structure. So it kind of shows that, there's more like a kind of following and, just following the rules and doing what's being said. However, Pluto is there. And Pluto in the 4th house is a Cancer soul for this month, in a way, this Sagittarius season, and that is about emotional security. And it shows that if Capricorn is the 4th house of emotions, that we have a traditional sense, that we put our sense of security, how we feel safe, into something beyond us, into the government, telling us what to do. And there's more like this traditional sense. However, Sagittarius season points to Jupiter, which is in Aquarius. So the South Node and the Sun in Aquarius pointing to Jupiter, it's just showing light as into what is being created for the people, and how people are relating. And I think that those are the things that we're going to realize, like, how are people relating and why are they believing such a thing? But the thing is, Saturn is there too, and it's a night chart, so Saturn is the most important planet. So for not as good experience, and so there's less fun. There's like, yes, Jupiter is there, but Sun is in the 3rd house. Jupiter is not the most positive planet because it's a night chart. It's like, harder to find your authentic voice, which is the invitation. The invitation is to create together, creation, the 5th house, create together, attune your visions with one another. That's Jupiter in Aquarius, but it's the South Node. So it is difficult. It's and we got, again, as I said, the moon is in Gemini, and we got Pluto in the 4th house. So power struggles with sense of security. And moon in Gemini has that Pluto vibe there. In Gemini, at the last degrees, the 29th degree of like seeking. It shows also a division. Libra ascendant is 2 sides as well. There's 2 sides. Moon in Gemini, there's 2 sides. There's the division between people. And there's a lot of talking. There's a lot of knowledge being shared. And they're both sides. Now, this Pluto vibe with the moon there, giving it to the moon, is that sense of security, all right, is in theorizing, is in believing something. These are philosophical discussions. There's a lot of discussion, confrontations, blah, blah, blah going on between these back and forth. Now, however, there's, with this moon in Gemini, Pluto vibe, this means that there are key dynamics at moments that are triggering your sense of security, and that you're going to lose it. So there's lies. You lie about certain things that you don't like. You want to grow, you want to evolve, yes, but there's certain parts where there's like, you deny and you say, no. That's not true. You're going to like get into confrontation. And even if you know that the other party is right, you're going to try and find their weakest link because you don't want to be discovered that you're like, that you don't know, or that you're lying, whatever. So, and what are these key dynamics about? Mercury in the 2nd house in Scorpio. Hidden truths about money, what this really is about, what the value is. There's lies being told about what's going to happen with your money, what's going to happen with food, with how people are going to sustain themselves. That's one thing. On the other side, I think people who really want the truth, they'll discover it. And this is that moon in Gemini, Libra ascendant to nature of like people who are looking for truth see what's going on. They realize, boom, 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 boom. So that I think is the beauty of it. Let me just put you outside of the rain for a second because it's raining. But, you know, honestly, I think it's going to be a very not Sagittarian-like month. If there is a sense of optimism and hope and stuff like that, and it is not based on research, Moon in Gemini, which is in conjunct the Sun, you know, it's probably fake optimism. It's probably fake hope. It's clouded. It's very clouded. Now, I hope that the microphone is still okay with the wind, but you know, last thing I want to say is there is some divine intervention going on. On Sunday the 28th of November, there's this Mercury cazimi. And a Mercury cazimi is an eye-opening experience. Mercury, the mind, the thoughts, and the Sun bringing light to it. Like, whoa, you see clearly, you realize. And we realize what? Jupiter in Aquarius, visions of the future, what's going to happen, how we can do this, how we can create together. You know, again, you know, Mercury came into Sagittarius on that south node. There's you know, a lot of what I said, but Moon in Virgo, which is very practical, being here and now. There are some attachments, though, to a certain opinion, to like, there's scientific skepticism, but Moon is opposite Neptune, all right? So, you know, there's kind of like a surrendering that is being asked of you. There's also blindness and you know, blind, rose-colored glasses and all those things. But Spirit is saying, we are here for heaven on earth, which is spirituality introduced on a practical matter or manner, and not be, you know, slave of our fate in a way, and create something. So in a spiritual way, Moon opposite Neptune says, oh, okay, surrender. You cannot be in control all the time. You got to let go. There's a service that you need to bring, but you need to tune in with me. And the gift is that there is that possibility, not just, you know, you, but Moon in Virgo, sextile Mars in Scorpio, sextile Venus, Venus trine the Moon. This is relationships that we find solace with. There's a kind of compassion that we can bring in. There's a kind of like loyalty. There's a kind of feeling of belonging to something bigger, right? And I think that it can have a lot to do with groups of people that we find in the midst of the chaos. So I think we're going to clearly see, in a way, who is who, on which side, I hope. Now, obviously, the whole goal is to reunite, but, you know, as hopeful as I am, and I am quite realistic in the sense that that is not what is happening, but I feel that that is what could be happening. We got Saturn in Aquarius, also sextiling Chiron, so there is this kind of group power that we can have to heal a wound. And Chiron trining the Sun in Sagittarius, there's, you know, when we step into our unique individuality and when we allow each other to be unique, for like a common sense, a group sense, then I think we can really heal so much, as in how we proceed, how we take action. And I just think, I don't know how it's going to play out, but I see the 28th of November, Sunday, a divine intervention of Source. And the invitation is just generally surrender to a higher power. Trust. Know. It will happen. you know, and not a blind faith in what other people are telling, but really something, a deep inner knowing. And that's why I think meditation and taking time in nature is so important. Sagittarius invites us to explore nature, to go into the mountains and learn from nature. Let nature be your church is the invitation for that Sunday. And that will teach you something about life, not theories or philosophies from institutionalized, beings. I'm just going to keep saying it. These are the moments, these are the times to come together, to share your vision, to share your thoughts with like-minded people. There is that power. And to surrender together to something new that can be created, because nature is telling you and giving you insights. Happy Sagittarius season. Let's remind ourselves of the love for life that Sagittarius brings. And let's focus on that instead. Much love. See you next week. Bye-bye.